How are you today? I decided to sit here today because I'm closer to my plants and it seems a bit greener and nicer than when I'm sitting on the couch. I wanted to share something with you, something very special actually, and I feel so good about it. This week I went to a poetry slam. Well, I actually participated in a poetry slam. I saw it some weeks ago and I felt like a pull. I felt like, wow, you've always wanted to be on a stage and read something or do something, give a performance. And since I came back from my travels, I decided to focus on my goals, especially on the creative ones, because I feel that sometimes creativity, it's something that we take for granted because there's no productivity or no productivity behind it. Just the sake of creativity, just the sake of expression. We take it for granted. We don't really value the power and the magic of creation. And it's so important to express whatever it is that we feel that we want to express, because it's just a part of us that wants to be shared with others, just by the sake of sharing. So after the travels, I realized that that was something that I wanted to do. And even though the idea of just being on a stage terrified me, and I think I still find it very terrifying, I did it. I wrote, well, I signed up for the event, and I still didn't know what kind of text I was going to read, because I've been writing so much since I came back, and especially during summer while I was back in my hometown with my family, I had a lot of time to reflect on the trip and the changes that I was feeling that they wanted to be integrated. That I wrote a lot. And so I thought I have enough material to share. And the topic of the evening was unfinished conversations. Whatever you understand about unfinished conversations, that was the beauty of it, like the flexibility of the topic. It could be a conversation that you had with someone, a conversation that you had with someone on your mind, a conversation that you had or that you would like to have with an institution, with yourself, with your cat. So and the topic that I chose was an unfinished conversation that I had with acceptance. How difficult it is sometimes to be authentic to oneself when the world is demanding convenience from you. So you either choose convenience to fit in, to blend in with the rest, even though that could mean sacrificing who you are and where your truth is, or choosing authenticity, what could mean feeling misunderstood or feeling rejected or not fitting in. And we're social beings, so we need acceptance and we need appreciation from others. So, you know, one of the main topics of this channel is authenticity and healing from emotional neglect and emotional trauma. I experienced severe emotional trauma when I was a child, and that limited my development in a healthy way, the relationship that I had with myself, and therefore the relationship that I have or that I had with my environment. So I'm still seeing certain challenges, and I'm recognizing certain challenges in the way that I want to present myself to the world, or the way how far I want to expose certain parts of myself. And creativity is a beautiful element that can help us dive into our truth, connect with that truth that we have hidden maybe, or neglected as well, and try to give it a platform, so this part can express its pain or its doubts or its perception of reality. So I've been feeling very strong, feeling very confident, with some little doubts from time to time, of course. But wow, when I signed up for the thing, and I actually at some point I chose to talk about acceptance and to share those thoughts and that kind of poem with someone, or with the rest of the room, at the poetry slam, I felt like, okay, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be terrifying, but I'm gonna do this. Because I know this is going to be a big milestone for me. And at the end of the day, these things that I do, like talking to the camera, giving you a message, is also, I'm doing this for me as well. Because my truth matters, and what I experience matters, and what you experience and what you feel matters. So the same way with that piece of creativity and that piece of expression, I give myself that space, but I can also invite other people to feel that space as well. And I wanted to show the vulnerability and the depth that I experience sometimes. I feel that people who have experienced emotional trauma see the world through other lens, through a certain depth and a certain empathy and compassion towards the world. And sometimes those aspects of one's soul are not fostered in the community or in the world. We don't give value to vulnerability. We don't give value to the depth of people, because we all have to pretend that we are unbothered and content and unwounded. We have to hide our wounds and what our wounds are telling us in order to fit in order to people perceive us as functioning, normal human beings. So I decided to go up to the stage, get on the stage, share that freaking vulnerable, raw piece of mine, and deal with the consequences. Accept that not everybody's gonna like it. Not everybody has to understand it. And that shouldn't be an impediment for me to enjoy the moment with myself, to connect with that raw emotion that I've been feeling, that I felt when I wrote that poem, or that I felt before I wrote that poem, before I could put that feeling into words or that confusion into words. I was sharing my soul, and I was ready to do it because I feel I'm not dependent on people's approval anymore. The most beautiful part of it is that, I got on stage. I felt all the eyes on me. I felt the lights and people's, not expectations, but, expecting eyes. Like, okay, what is she gonna say? What is she gonna do? Who is this woman? And I presented myself, and I opened up to saying this was a part of my thoughts and my experience, and it was born out of confusion and uncertainty, and I told him it's gonna be a little bit dramatic, but it's okay because I'm Spanish, so get used to it, it's part of my nature. Jokes aside, I felt so comfortable in my skin. And that is the purpose of it. To share who I am and feeling comfortable doing it, while doing it. And people loved it. I saw people's expressions. I saw people feeling that the heaviness that is not only within me, but it's with them as well. It was an invitation through my art and my expression for them to connect with a part of themselves. And some friends were there, not many, because I didn't want to tell many of my friends that I was going to perform, but some good friends of mine were there, and they told me, hey Celia, you were born to do this. And I actually felt it. I felt it in my bones. I felt so comfortable on the stage. And I want to keep doing it for me and for them. Especially for me. Because I want to get to know myself even deeper, and I want to be comfortable in my skin in every single spectrum of the colors that my soul has. It's my truth, it's who I am. And it's healing because I am getting rid of a certain conditioning. That maybe I'm too, I don't know, that I'm not ready for that, or that that I should be doing something else. No, it's just I'm doing what it feels natural and right for me, and it fulfills me. It satisfies me. Because I feel that it's part of the purpose that I have to to give myself the space to be authentic, and to invite other people to be authentic and to feel comfortable with their own struggles, to accept that people have struggles, to accept that we all have struggles. I will probably record myself with the poem because I loved it, and I hope you like it as well. And if you don't, I don't mind. It would be nice if you did though. But I already had my moment, and that's not the point anyways. But yeah. So creativity and healing. Creativity can bring all the pieces together. Creativity brings all the pieces together. It helps you bring the fragmented parts of yourself together and give them a platform for them to express and be recognized and validated. It's freaking therapy. When you sit in therapy, when you're talking to your therapist, you're sharing your experience. You're sharing what you had to suppress in the past, maybe, or what never got acknowledged. And just by saying it, by talking about it, you're giving it a space. And then you see it through you. You see it coming through you, and you recognize that part of you. It's the same. So give yourself that chance to be creative and to share your art, because your art is part of your soul. And the world out there is ready to meet you. The world out there wants to meet you. That's a big learning that I can take from the experience the other day. The world wants to meet you. You may think that it's not like that, but that's a part of you trying to protect you from further rejection or humiliation or emotional pain. But maybe this part of you, this coping mechanism, is not serving you anymore. Maybe you even feel that you want to go a step further and put yourself out there, and you're like going back and forth. I want to do it, but I shouldn't. I want to do it, but I'm afraid. Maybe a change is coming, a breakthrough is coming. So I'm rooting for you, and I'm rooting for myself. And if I could do this, you can as well. That's the video of today. Oh, that sounds so weird. This is today's video. That was today's video. I don't know what song I'm gonna post for you today, but I'll definitely choose one that I like. Surprise, surprise. I wish you a lovely day, and I hope I get to see you soon. It would be really nice if you could subscribe to the channel, or if you could follow me on social media, and you can just send me messages, and I'm really, really, really open to connect and to offer a space for discussions and compassion and healing and sharing and vulnerability, and yeah. Bye bye. Love you.